TV decoder. Those of you that are joining or will be joining the conversation on Facebook, yours is Ask Muvi. Remember, you can drop your questions as well as your comments, and I will be able to read your comments and your questions, and my guest on the program will be able to respond to your questions or your comments. My name is Calvin Tabula, Chief Focal, and this is the assignment. Now, a lot has continued to unfold, a build-up to August 12th general elections, as Zambia will be deciding who takes up the mantle in governing this great republic called Zambia. My guest on the program is National Restoration Party President Steve Nyirenda. Mr. President, good evening and welcome to the assignment.
Mr. Chifokolo, good evening. I think you're interviewing me for the first time.
Indeed.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And
I'm honored.
And I'm happy that you are appearing me on this program where I'm hosting you for the first time. And I believe that we're going to have a fruitful conversation which is going to benefit viewers out there.
Great. For viewers outside there, Zambia is for Zambians, and only Zambians will develop this country. This is very important. When you go to bed, know that this is your country, take care about it, make sure that you develop it. Thank you.
Let's begin on that same note. The issue of Zambia is for Zambians. And I want to believe that it is now sinking in the minds of the people. When you talk about Zambia is for Zambians and only Zambians will be able to develop this country, what is it that NAREP and President Nyirenda really mean?
I'm going to put this in terms of questions. And I want each Zambian who sits at home to think about it. If you take prime land in this country, who owns it? It's the foreigners. If you take businesses in this country, who owns them? They are foreigners. If you take about money, all these companies that are there, who owns them? They are foreigners. Do you produce anything? If you do, who owns those companies? They are foreigners. What is it that is ours? We are cheap labor, the last in the chain of production in our own country. And we need to know that. And every leader who has been there, he has been there to promote that the foreigners, they take this wealth off us. God gave us Zambia. God gave us Zambia and the willpower in our own brains to make sure that we use these natural resources that are found in Zambia to develop a life for ourselves. We are not saying the foreigners they should not come. No, let them come. But they should be put on the chain. A Zambian should be on top. The chain should be there. Let them operate according to our regulations, according to our rules, according to the way we want, in our own house. A foreigner cannot come and tell me to say, was a gonam kitchen lero. Naina nanyamu kanendo gonam kitchen. Iwelero zadia nsima na salt. Neo kudia nsima na salt.
When you say a foreigner cannot come in and tell you what to do,
yes.
Are you insinuating that this is what is happening?
Yes, it's what is happening. I can even tell you that all these monies that you are seeing floating around, whether it's on UPND or with the ruling party, PF, these monies that they are taking there, I know how it works. These monies they are taking there, they are buying the country to make sure that then when they win, they will have favors in which they will be pushing you down. Isn't the Ramazamuona Passavan, Dwainda Mkombo Nwakupasani, Vagulisa Charo. Then Mugabwera are taking her over, Ndieva are taking her over. Even this TV that you are sitting, are you owning it? No, the Chinese do own it. You cannot broadcast before you ask a Chinese. The Zambian should have done it. Don't we have the knowledge to do it? Yeah. We have more knowledge than they have about TV here in Zambia.
When you talk about the monies that they are flashing,
yes,
I want to believe that you mean the people that are in government. Because
I'm talking about the ruling government, yes, right up now.
And we received a statement last week by one of the ministers who said the monies that we are giving people is coming from our salaries. Where are you getting this notion of saying Waguli Sacharo?
Which salary?
The salaries that the ministers are being paid. That is what we are taught by ministers.
30,000 kwacha.
That is what Minister Stephen Kampi was saying.
30,000 kwacha ningazinyamula chitumba lero. Na nyamula chitumba navandandamika. malaini hapa na wapasa mairo futi chitumba. I have earned money. Yes, I've worked and earned money. I'm not even able to make one line. Pangani line imoza hapa nikulipire. I'm not able to. But if
because you've never been in government, and that is why you are not able to give out.
What money do they earn in the government, which can surpass somebody who is running, who is earning in the private sector? In the government, they have got salaries. A minister earns 30,000 kwacha. Now, if he earns 30,000 kwacha, he has got extended family. He's got to buy power. He's got to do all these things. 30,000 kwacha for the life of that they are living is completely nothing. This money is coming from somewhere. We know where it's coming from. It's coming from somewhere. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that if today's speculation is that either red will win or green will win. What these guys do, they have got 2 bags every time. 1 bag for green and 1 bag for red. They are buying.
And there's no bag for orange.
No bag for orange, unfortunately. And even if it came, mark my words, the time that we are about to enter government, even if that money comes, I will not take it if it has got conditions. Today, I had a discussion with my NEC people, and I told them, I'm not going to receive any donation, any money that is coming with conditions. If you want to, you are a well-wisher, want to give us, we'll say thank you. But don't tell us, here's the money, we want this when you reach there. That will not happen with us.
President
that will not happen.
I want to treat the revelation that you've given us as mere speculations. You said there are people that are moving with bags, and you said you know where this money is coming from. As an opposition leader who wants to take over government come the 12th of August, the fact that you know where this money is coming from, and you said Wagulisa Chalo, what is it that you are doing to protect this Chalo, which you are saying only Zambians will develop Zambia? What are you doing as an opposition leader? Are you just sitting and say you are passing in Rama Wagulisa Chalo, and then when you come into power, you buy it back?
This is exactly what I'm doing, just sitting here and saying whatever I'm saying. Sitting here and going outside there to preach what leadership should be is what I'm doing. To make sure that people are enlightened, to make sure that people open up. The willpower should remain with us. You cannot subject people to poverty, the last type of poverty. Then you come, you dish them with 1 kwacha, 10 kwacha, and so on, and they will start worshiping you as if you are a little god, and you sit there, you are pride. No. A leader must have integrity. A leader must have principles. A leader must have a vision, and he must have a sense of sacrifice. This is also in the Bible. If people are talking about this leadership, but what they are doing is immoral, there is, if you are benefiting, anything that you are benefiting from the immorality, it will not last, and it may seem as if it makes you win. Sooner or later, the word of God will take over. That's the only thing that stays for good. Everything is perishable. The word of God not. It stays and it will be there. Generation and generation, millions of years and millions of years. It is going to be there. We found it, we'll leave it. If all these material things, the greediness we have and so on and so on, it is perishable. And it ends in a very bad way.
President Nyirenda, again talking about the same issue of dishing out money. I know that the people that are in government have tried to defend themselves and clarify. One is that the monies that they are giving out is coming from their salaries, which you've disputed. Secondly, is that they are empowering vulnerable marketeers. Thirdly, we received also a statement from the minister in charge of presidential affairs who said, tell people to stop begging, then we'll stop giving. So, who are we going to blame here? Are we going to blame you politicians that you promise whenever we see Steve Nyirenda as president of NAREP, then we know that Tadiamu, Kasakaunga, Kazaguliwa. And now the minister said, tell people, you as a politician, as Steve Nyirenda should tell people, Zambians, to stop begging. Then those that are in government are going to stop begging, to stop giving. What do you make of this?
You know, that is circus. That's circus. If a minister a minister produces that sentence, he is not eligible to be a minister. He must be fired overnight. You can't say that. A minister must be the person to bring innovation and creativity to the people so that they create wealth. Not to say something like that. That's an insult. That's an insult to the people of Zambia. Tell them to stop begging. Why are they begging? They are begging because you have denied them the services that they need. You have denied them you have denied them the provision of that leadership that can lead them to create wealth for themselves. You want to keep them underdog. You want them to remain here finished because of poverty, because of everything else. And when you emerge in front of them, you are campaigning, you want to look as if you are a messiah. You want to look as if you are a little God. That is wrong. Let's see if these guys who are talking like that, they will still donate money. They will still give money to people after the August 12th. Let's see. Where were they yesterday? Where were they 2017, 2018, 2019? They were nowhere. Now they're all of a sudden there. Are we so dumb? No, we are not. The people there, they are seeing what people don't have in this country. They don't have leaders who can stand for them. They have leaders who are like monkeys, who are jumping from one tree to one other tree, looking for food. You seeing what is happening, jumping from one party to another party. Where is that you can find food for your belly? That's what a monkey does in the bush. And that's the leadership you have in this country. And we are saying, this is time that these recycled politicians, they go away. Unfortunately, a lot of people like me, like many others, they are afraid. They are afraid their businesses will be touched. They are afraid that their income will go. I'm not afraid. I only fear God and no one else. I'm not afraid because I'm coming from there where I've seen everything. I've seen poverty. I've seen what? I've been through thick and thin, and I know what it is to work for yourself. I know what it is to provide leadership.
Let me ride on the example that you've given of a monkey and people jumping from one political party to another.
Yes.
Recently we saw someone who was with you
yes.
in the opposition.
Yes.
He said he just went to his former party to renew his card, which he had kept in one of his drawers, and so he thought this is the right time for me to renew my card. Mr. Nyirenda, you've talked about recycled politicians.
Yes.
Jumping from one party to another,
yes.
looking for food.
Yes.
As an opposition political party leader,
yes.
what do you make of these defections?
It's what I've said already. It's a circus. You know, when I look at it, it's people have no ideology. People have no ethics. People have no idea of what they need to do for the people of this country. Me, I've spoken to them all. Almost 90% of these people, I've spoken to them. And I've sat down with them. I can tell you that outside there, these recycled politicians, all that they want is to be in the government and siphon money for their pockets and live well. We have seen some of them who have moved away from there. At the end of the day, they cannot even feed themselves. It's not about Steve Nyirenda becoming a president. It should not be about that particular person becoming a president. It must be provision of a leadership which has got certain values for its country, to create prosperity, to bring innovation and creativity in the young people and the people of Zambia indeed, to make sure that this country goes up. We don't find it. Unfortunately, if you look at what we have in our plate, on our plate today, we have just recycled politicians. Politicians who cannot do anything. Look at the way they have run this country. If I draw a curve, there is no time that this country has been going up. The curve keeps on going down. We need that leadership, new leadership, that will change the curve of development, start going up.
And where is this new leadership?
There is. I'm one of them. And there are quite a number of them outside there. Some of them, they are not yet. We have powerful young people who can do that. Some of them are afraid, and so on and so on. I count to be one of them. And I say this, Mr. Chifokolo, when I take over this country, give me 10 years, not more.
Which is 2 terms.
10 years.
2 terms.
Yes, it's 2 terms. 10 years, this country will be much better than South Africa, much better than Dubai, where you rush to go and buy things. People will come here to start buying things from us.
Still on the same, you've talked about, this country not developing, but, going down.
Yes.
We have seen people that are joining the ruling party. They are saying the ruling party has delivered. The ruling party has scored. And there is no need for people to continue opposing the party and people that are developing this country. What sort of lenses, President Nyirenda, are you using, which is different from those that are saying these people that are in government have delivered?
A lot of PF friends of my PF guys are my friends. A lot of them. I was seated this last 2 days ago with 3 of them, and they were just telling me, Steve, you are right. Not chalo chino. Tachiwononga chalo chino, Steve. But still we are in power. We are still going to continue. This is how dangerous these guys are. They know very well that they have destroyed the country. By the way, let me answer your question. You cannot cheat using politics about the economy. You can dance, you can talk politics, you can flash out money. The economy will show itself. The movement of the kwacha rate from 7.8 to 22, doesn't it show for itself? The Zambian failing to pay a mere 40 million, a country failing to pay, to want to defer it, is that not a reason for itself? Now, there is something that I like talking. You see, I say any folk, a group of people, or a clan, or indeed a country, which has got no seed, mbuto ijayo shanga, uduka shanga, yamela, is a finished folk. We don't have a seed in this country. And that's why our people have gone poverty, have got the poverty. In a village, you can be in a village today. Imagine you have no seed. And that's what has happened. Me, I spent so many years in a village. And my parents, my grandparents and so on, they used to keep seed. Don't touch this seed. When rains start, you go and put it. This country has got no seed. The people who have got seed for us, they're the Western world. So they are coming. You don't have money to buy my seed, you cannot plant. You don't have money to buy my chemicals, you cannot plant. But indeed, God gave us that seed, the land and everything. We will start leaving it, throwing it away, following somewhere else. This is what I've talked about is the fundamental, the ground, Genesis, the first of the whole development. There are certain things that you should not gloss over. If you have seed, you can grow on this seed. It will make you grow and prosper. We don't have. Now that seed that I'm talking about again is the actual seed. And the next of that seed is the human resource. Because it's just seed is a shanga eka, is a spanga eka. Ifunika muntu. Muntu ujafunika kumupunzisa. We don't have people that we have been training. Kaunda tried to train people like me. I was trained by Kaunda from grade 0 to university until I'm out. I can sit here. Today, if I was born today, I would be going to be very questionable whether I was going to go to school. How many people are born in a family where they can make it to go to school? A few. The majority of them, they are not there. So the next seed that I'm talking about is the human resource seed, is the child that you bear. That child needs to go to school. That child needs a little school so that he can know his seed and know how to do it. From there, you're going to grow the nation. You don't have schools that are training people.
Now that you've mentioned that we don't have seed.
Yes.
Zambia's got no seed.
You don't have a seed. Even maize seed you don't have.
What is the vision of NAREP? Are we going to continue if President Nyirenda is given the mantle to govern Zambia? Are we going to continue lamenting that we don't have seed? Or where are we going to get this seed? Does Steve Nyirenda have this seed?
Yes, our people, the Zambian people, will develop their own seed. They have the knowledge to do it. But let me say this. When we take over ourselves, we may use this seed that is there today for the next 2 or 3 years to gradually have the gray area. But we will develop our own seed. We will develop our own way of doing our own agriculture. Not the one that is implanted in us from the world, from Western world. So then we are captives of the Western world. Whatever you are eating, whatever you don't know, the tomato that you are eating, what? Now even Chihuahua, that Chihuahua we used to, it's been plagiarized. It's not the same Chihuahua anymore. Look at the pumpkin. You've got some pumpkin, we go in a shop, it's one pumpkin throughout. It is wrong. We had very good seed.
And NAREP will change that.
We will change. I can assure you that. We will change it.
Now, when you talk about you will change that, Mr. Nyirenda, you are in the opposition.
Yes.
Those that are in the government have labeled you the opposition.
Yes.
As you are divided. You are very weak. You can't stand and unseat those that are in government. And also, some opposition political party leaders have also agreed with those that are in government that indeed we are weak. How are you looking at the opposition? How can you describe the opposition in Zambia, including yourself? Are you weak?
I do not think so. I don't think the opposition is weak. I want to talk, let me say things like that. You see, I want to mean that you want to mean that we come together and do things together, which is more or less like the alliance and things like that. Then we are stronger together, right? I agree with you. If we are together, we make one together, we fight one together, we are right. They say we are weak because we are one. And there are simple reasons. Anything that brings people together, if it's a matter of convenience that favors a person or favors a group of people is just a matter of time. Once you remove that convenience, that group will go apart. You will need to have something that brings people together mutually, that people are fighting for together. In this case, we are talking about politics. We are talking about leadership. And the leadership here is not about a politician. It's not about a group of politicians. It's about the country. It's about the people of Zambia. You stand up, you say there are these problems. Are we going to provide leadership that is going to sort these problems? If you agree with me, what I talked about the seed, what I talked about the skills for our young people, if you agree with me, and another one agrees with me, why can we not come together then and fight to make sure that we make our own seed, and fight to make sure that we educate our young people, we bring creativity plus innovation in our young people, and change this country. These are different causes than when I'm saying, Mr. Chifoloko, I'll come to you. When you win, make me a minister. When you win, make 10 of my people ministers. And you will tell me, okay. And down the line you say, no, I'm not going to make you a minister. And then I'll withdraw. Because that coming together was for your inconvenience, was not for the country, was not for the common cause of this country.
And this is what is happening.
This is what is happening. Look at it. Look at these guys who are jumping up and down. The thing is, the common cause is not there. It's an agenda. It's an agenda of what is it in me, for me as an individual. And this is, when we look at it very clearly, this is what is happening in the government. They go there, get as much as they can, make themselves rich, and they don't care what next. Now, should the president fire them, they will start suffering, because the president will be closing to mataps. Nama agents work. Wakavala to matap, what did you see next? Let me go back. So that when it's agreed to matap to zigwa pants. The problem ilipo. We need to have a leadership that is looking at a broader picture, and that broader picture is nothing else other than providing the services to the people of Zambia. People of Zambia are suffering. They are dying. We don't even know what is killing them. You've got foreigners who come here, set up something, and try to inject our people, take the data, take it out, and you think that they have been helping your people. No. I should not, I'm looking there, they are saying, this is a donation from this, with that university. Where does the university get the money to donate to Zambia when they also need money to be donated to? Let's wake up, guys.
You've talked about training our own people.
Yes.
And Mr. Nyirenda, the people that are watching and those that are in the ruling party now will argue with you that when the PF were taking over the leadership, Zambia had only about 3 public universities. Today, they are boasting of more than 5 public universities.
Which ones are those?
We have Kwame Nkrumah, which is now a university, Robert Makasa.
But those were already there. They have just...
They were not universities.
Charimbana was there even before when I was in the... before I was even born.
So my question
it was opened by the white people.
My question is, you've talked about not having the capacity. Our Zambian people are not being trained. You've talked about if someone is born today, they are not guaranteed of going to school.
Yes.
We have these universities. Are you still arguing that we have these universities but our Zambian people are not being trained? And if our Zambian people are not being trained, where are they missing it? Those that are in government.
Where they are missing it? First of all, look at the training. Training is not only knowing how to add 1 + 1, no. Training is giving skills to people so that the people can live with their environment, that people are able to get a living from where they are found. Now, let's go back to where you are saying they are not trained. How many people are absorbed? Quite a few. There are still a lot of people outside there. There are a lot of people who cannot enter colleges, who cannot enter university. There are a lot of people who have qualified, but they don't even have money, as it is going to be for free. So what you are saying is not very true. What they are arguing is not very true. Now, let's turn it. Let's say they are educated. They move from there. Where do they go? On the street. Because there's no employment. As in our manifesto, we say we are going to offer employment to any Zambian who will want employment, and we will have even people coming from the outside to come. We will have deficit of labor in this country.
Now, how are you going to make sure that even those that are qualified are taken to school? Is it going to be free up the university level? If it is going to be free, then how are you going to do it? Where are you going to get the money to be paying lecturers?
Okay. I will turn the clock backwards to 1964. And after 1964, I went to school. From 1964, perhaps up to 1980 or 90, everyone who went to school, they went to school for free. The president, Professor Nkanduruwo, let me mention, and many others, they went to school from grade 1 up to university for free. They did. Yes, they did. Just they're in my age.
And they still confess that, yes,
yes,
that
they
happened.
did. So, yes, if that happened, it should happen today as well. What happened for it to drop?
They said the population was small then.
Okay.
Now we are over 18
I love that. I love that, Mr. Fokolo. That's what we call visionless and non-planning. If I'm alone today, I'm not married, I eat a Coca-Cola and a piece of bread, I sleep. Immediately I'm going to think of marrying, I should think how I'm going to buy a bag of meal. You see, immediately I have a child, I should think that I was in one room with my wife, now I need 2 rooms. If I'm going to have 5 children, I should think how I'm going to bring up these 5 children. We call that vision, planning, and foresight. So with that, they only agree with me that they have no vision, no plan, and no foresight. Because from day one, these people knew we are married, we are giving birth, and they can project to say, in the year so much, we are going to be 20 million. Even today, you can project that in the year, 50 years from now, we are going to be perhaps 50 or 100 million. So then they should stop. We should stop. Because when we reach 100 million, there will be completely no infrastructure. No. You grow proportionally. That's what we call planning. visionary leadership, a leadership that can see, that can do things. So you know, I'm going to have 5 more children, you increase the infrastructure, you increase the labor, you increase everything that you need. The resources have been there abundantly. They are the same resources. We will use these resources that are here. Zambia is very rich, more than rich.
You've talked about employment, that we are going to have a deficit.
Yes.
Of human resource or
Yes.
manpower.
Yes.
What are some of the sectors that you are going to use?
I just want to tell you, look at me here and you yourself.
Yes.
You've seen this button that is on my jacket here.
You're right, yes.
Yes, this one. This button we imported. The jacket we imported. The tie we import. The trouser, the stockings, the shoes. Is that
Literally
not
everything?
Everything. Perhaps even me next time you are going to import me.
And unless if you stop living in Zambia.
Could it be if you need me? I'll be there for importation, for import. But what I want to say with that, Mr. Chifokolo, is that we are not a society that is providing innovation and creativity to our youth, to our people, so that they can produce and in abundance and sell and have it. Everything is in the hands of a foreigner. That's why we call, that's why, and I'm very happy today. I'm very happy since I'm 1.5 years in active politics, and I've heard even the president now taking my words, using our people, we should do this, and I've heard, and I'm so happy. I've heard him also read in his spokesperson there, where they are talking about an electric car, which I started preaching from day one in November before 2019 up to today. I'm so happy. That's what I want. Now, you are saying, where are we going to get employment?
That everyone will be employed and we're going to have deficit.
Yes.
And foreigners will come here and they will be employed. What are some of the sectors that you are going to use, which these people are not
First of all, the first thing for us, what we are going to do is the agriculture sector. Now, agriculture sector needs a lot of money. According to us, what we have planned already, agriculture sector, to push it up and become a cow cash, you need to begin with, according to our plan, 7 billion. Now, people will ask me, where are you going to get the 7 billion from? I'll tell you, the 7 billion, I can get it from the perishable stuff. The perishable stuff is nothing else other than minerals. You're talking about copper. You're talking about all these things will finish. It's just a matter of time. So I will take them, use them to trigger something that doesn't finish. Agriculture will never finish. As long as money is there, agriculture will be there. The minerals will finish. And by the way, as I'm sitting here, the projection is that in the next 30 to 50 years, copper is going to finish completely on Earth. People are taking and are piling it. They are taking our copper, piling it all over. We will be buying from them at perhaps 1 million times the price. Why can't we do that ourselves? So we will take that, the money from all these minerals, push it in agriculture sector, and boost the agriculture sector that is going to employ people in all sectors, the productivity, the productions, the processing industry, and so on, without end. Today, you can even make most of the things from the agriculture sector. You can make synthetic materials, plastic, and so on. So you can make rubber.
The agriculture sector will be the engine.
The agriculture sector is going to be the driving factor for the country. That's
and
what
it's going to create employment.
Of course. Of course. Now, let me say this. I talked about this garment. This garment comes from agriculture, right?
Yes.
It comes from cotton.
Yes.
It starts cotton, processing, and so on. And it reaches even the lawyer. You'll be fighting because you didn't do the business where the lawyer is going to come in and say, what happened? You are talking about somebody who swindled another person by him selling him fake material. So everybody becomes involved in the process. There is all this chain. Now I have said, we will create millionaires in every district. Today, 116 districts. 2-3 millionaires in every district. What does that mean? If you create those millionaires will directly go and invest in other processing areas, and then districts will boom. That's why when I look at it today, I'm saying both the top giants that are on top, whether it's red or green, they have failed us already. Why? I'm saying the red has got half of the country, in the sense that they have got MPs up to the chancellor down there. The green, the same, and them, the green, they've been having the mandate of the central government. But both of them, they have failed. There is no any word or a council that we can point to say that those people, they have developed. We can take them as an example. As we will mark it. Should we have a word, just a word? We are going to have a word, just a word. We will show you how that word is going to do.
You've talked about the agriculture sector, and those that are in government, we heard and we saw the minister in charge of commerce the other week mentioning or announcing to the nation that in Mwinlunga, the pineapple industry is going to be revamped.
Is going to be or is revamped?
They are working on it. It's going to be revamped. Don't you think before August, when you will be voted as president, you find that everything has been done?
It's not possible. It's not. It's impossible. It can never be. We see these rhetorics. We see them.
You call them rhetorics?
Yes, because we have seen that. How many?
Don't you think they also refer to you and what you are saying as rhetoric?
Well, let them say. Let me say, the president in 2015, he said he's going to open Mulungushi.
They are opening this year again.
No, let me say, I haven't finished. In 2016, he says he's going to open. Now in 2021, he says he's going to open. Sure, although you get cheated. 3 times you are cheated. You mukala chabeso. Sinfevi puvanikis. We know. By the way, I'm an engineer.
Yes.
You know, let's tell the truth. The technology that is in Mungush Textiles is outdated technology, cannot match the productivity today. If I've got a technology that produces 1 million shirts in 2 hours, and you have a technology that is producing 100 shirts in 2 hours, how are you going to compare? It's not going to be productive. Mulungush Textile, if they have to do it, they need to get that scrap out and put new technology in it. They need to find a sponsor for that. Anything like that, it's not working. I'm an engineer, I know. You can't take this camera that you are using here and replace it with a pneumatic camera that you were using 30 years ago. It will not work.
Now that you know, don't you think it would be right? Because we've heard people complain, say the problem with the opposition, or those that are in opposition, including Engineer Nyirenda, is that they are waiting not until they are voted into power. Why don't you sell this brilliant idea and tell those that are in government, say for you to revamp Mulungushi, you need to take off this scrap and bring in new machine. Why are you waiting not until you are voted into power?
Mr. Chifokolo, first of all, I'll forgive you. That because you are interviewing me for the first time. Secondly, I would urge your youth, take a keen to follow me on my Facebook, what I say. I have always said, we are not waiting for 2021. We will sort the problem now. Any problem that we have, we will sort it. I have also challenged the people in power up to plot 1. The president himself. Let him call me. Say, Steve, there's a problem there. You talk too much. I will be there and I'll provide an answer. That's me. What I want a better Zambia. I want the people to feel good. I'm not the person who is going to say, VCN is so wafi, so that this will show that this government has failed. No. I don't do that. That's why I talk these things that I'm talking. That's why I say I'm happy if I'm hearing the president saying, let's go the electric car way. Mind you, I can be part and parcel of what designing that. It's me. So I am there to sort the problems today. And I've always advocated. I talked about the electricity when we had problems. I could provide an answer. I'm talking right up now. Fuel takes time. If they get experts from Zambia who are engineers, they take a look at it, they compare with technology that is today, that thing is scrap, completely scrap. They need to bring in completely new machines that can match the standard today. Because you're producing a shirt that is costing 5 ingwe, you'll be producing it at 5 kwacha. Who is going to buy it? Nobody will buy it. So you need to produce so that the Saraula is relevant. Yes.
This is the assignment on your channel of choice, Muvi Television. And we are discussing Zambia today and the August elections. And my guest on the program is NAREP President Steve Nyirenda. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, announced last week that preparation for a free and fair elections are almost complete. They have put everything in order. Everything is in place. As NAREP, we are aware that you've participated in some by-elections. What are some of the incidences that you don't want to repeat, even in as much as the ECZ are telling us that they are almost done in conducting or to make sure that the August elections are free and fair? What are some of the incidences that you can point out to say this and this and this, if they are done, then we are good to go?
You know, the implementers, ECZ themselves, they need to be very fair. The ECZ and the police, they are very cardinal people during this period. But they are not fair. What I've seen myself, when we reported, you would sit here, look at that person, there is vote buying. The guys are just looking at you. But if it's the other way around, they'll get you immediately. I've seen it. I've seen it happening. I've seen people being lured. I've seen people being told, iwe tikupa sandarama ingati uzavota mwina ngumuja, tikuona kuja kulusaka, tizakubwerera. Cheating people like that. We have told the ECZ, look at what is happening. The last election in Masawombwe, they went and arrested my candidate very early in the morning, 6 o'clock. And then they started moving around the PF to say, we are winning, Councillor one, Navem Kaka. You can't vote for her, she's been arrested. So people didn't, and she was going to win that seat, the most popular person. It's there. Then talk about the violence. The violence comes from the top. Because if the top says this, everybody will follow. But it doesn't. So for me, I want just them to be fair. It should not be Jawamirambuzi Kulumagalu here. It should be fair business. I know there's not completely fairness there, but you cannot allow the cadres to be doing what they are doing. Cadres are turned into policemen. Cadres work with the policemen to vindicate others. That's what I've experienced in these by-elections we took part
You
last
talked
year.
about reporting to the police and reporting to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Do you think what you reported or the incidences that you experienced have been dealt with and moving forward, they won't repeat themselves?
Well, they will. We know that we are living in this will. They will. They will repeat. They are going to be there. We are prepared for those things.
So what do you make of their statement then that they're almost done in making sure that August elections or the campaigns are free and fair? What do you make of that statement if you say they will repeat?
Well, people say things for the sake of saying they want to make themselves look good. But truly speaking, whatever they are talking, they know. The problem doesn't lie there. The problem lies in the State House. The problem lies with the president. The president in this country has got too many powers. That's where the problem is. The problem is an appointing authority in all these agencies. This is one who appoints the commissioner, the IG, the what? Are they going to talk up against him? No, they will not. That's why the biggest problem. So already you know, me, I want to see a president. If it's not before me. A president, before he sits down, before they put that sweet in his mouth, to start saying, I want to leave the appointing authority to commissioners. You make a commission, and the commissioner, they will appoint according to the eligibility.
That is your proposal?
Yes. And that's what we are going to do ourselves.
You are against the status quo at the moment?
It's
of
bad.
The president and
yes. Truly speaking, Mr. Chfoloko, if I made you an MD of a certain company, I appoint you as an MD. I come there, I do something. Will you do anything against me? You won't. No agency of the government today is free from State House. They are not free. President Sata, the late, let his soul rest in peace, he was talking the way I'm talking. We will reduce everything. We will remove this Public Order Act. When he went there, it became so sweet. It is sweet for everybody. For me, it will be exactly the opposite. The first day, if I'm going to say we are going to reduce the population of the Chinese in this country, we will reduce. You can't let the Chinese just swell like that. Limit them to say we are going to have only 200,000 Chinese given time, not more. It's swelling like I don't know. And more are coming in, bringing us even varieties of diseases.
Mr. Nyirenda,
which investors? Which investors?
They are creating employment for the same people that
no, which because we have more than 50% of our people unemployed. Universities, colleges, they drop people there. They are not they are on the street. We will create employment. And me, I'm saying where Chinese are concerned, we are not going to chase them, no. But we are going to put a limit. At any given time, there should not be more, say, than 100,000 Chinese. And the way they are not allowed to have children where they're coming from, even here, will tell you, your law also applies here, because you are Chinese. You can't come here and start swearing like that. Tomorrow, when these guys are born here, they will start voting. You will find Chinese people ruling this country.
But President Nyirenda, you've just reminded me of something that happened when the late Michael Sata was campaigning. You also talked about the same Chinese that were not going to allow them. But when he said our Chinese are different from the Chinese that
because he was bought. He was bought.
And are we not going to say the same to say if we stop the Chinese or we limit the number, then productivity?
All those, this is what I'm telling you, be careful right up now. The people who are on top there, they are getting money from who? PF was bought before it went into State House. That's why just when he went in, the first lunch or dinner or whatever meal we had with anyone else was with the Chinese. And then he says, over my dead body, I want to protect these people. Who he was talking against? Why? Chinese are dangerous for Africa. Chinese are dangerous for Zambia. I say that, and I'll continue saying it. People think that, oh, they are giving this money. They are not giving. There's no free lunch in this country.
Don't you think your government will have it very difficult to have bilateral relations with the Chinese?
No. No. I'll tell you what a good leader is. A good leader sits with the partners opposite, and they both become friends. They both have mutual understanding about taking and giving. So you sit down, you make prosperity. What is it for this country? What is it for you?
And that is not done at the moment.
It's not done. I was just telling you that for you to go and broadcast, you have to go and kneel before a Chinese. Is that prosperity? Is that win-win? No. If a Chinese wants to pull the cable off, you'll be off air on another channel. It's only Muvi TV that can keep on broadcasting in this country. Anyone else is under the captive of a Chinese. This is what people don't know. Tell them. A Chinese is holding them at ransom. If a Chinese, this moment I'm talking, pulls the cable off, Zambia's off air.
We also, on the same issues of elections and campaigns, we have seen the opposition crying, and even Zambians have been very sympathetic with the opposition, even including your party, that those that are in government are able to hold rallies even before campaigns kickstart. I know that in a week's time, campaigns will officially be announced and start. At the moment, how will you describe the political field.
It's unfair. It's a very, very unfair. But it's not only at the moment. It has always been unfair. If a foreigner, if for example, perhaps, if for example UPND went and staged something like a rally, you will see how policemen will go there. How are they going to refract the people and so on and so on. But you are seeing what PF is doing every day. It's very unfair. You don't work like that. You don't. And if the president is running this country the way he's doing, I'm saying that's one way of failing. That's one way of failing. They have failed the economy. Anyway, the economy is zero. But surely, some of these things, they are very simple. Give fair. Tell your people, give fair chances to everybody. As simple as all that. Do you think that ZNBC would invite me to go there and talk the way I'm talking? It's impossible.
But that is a national broadcaster, Mr.
But it's impossible. They will not do it. PF was hosted here. We are part and parcel who made PF. PF was promoted by us. Sorry, was promoted by the Post, which they went and closed later. When they went there now, they are doing the same thing that MMD was doing. Same. Look at it. Is
this the nature of politicians?
No, I'm not like that.
You've said the MMD, well, when you talk about us here, you mean your former company, which is Muvi TV, because you are no longer the MD here. When you say, because we used to host, yes, I need to make that clear to the people that are watching.
Thank you, Mr.
That when you refer to us, you mean us here, Muvi TV, yes.
Yes.
We were hosting the Patriotic Front.
Yes.
They were not given space at ZNBC because of the MMD.
Yes.
And you are saying they are doing the same.
Yes.
What is it that will stop Steve Nyirenda not to do the same, to blacklist everyone?
Because
NAREP will be governed by MMD.
Steve Nyirenda is a man of principles. Is a man of integrity.
So these don't have principles?
No, they don't. They don't have integrity. They have nothing. They don't have a vision. They have no integrity, principles, and so on. If these things are there, you will not see those corruption that is there. You will not see what they are doing. You will not see the malpractice. I mean, truly speaking, they are not there. The Bible says, these things that I'm talking about, it says the leadership must have integrity. It must have principles. It must have a sense of sacrifice for the people. It must have a vision where it's going to take its people to the promised land. These guys, they don't know. That's why they are saying in politics there is immorality. How do you say things like that? It can't be.
I know time is not with us and we are running out of time. President Nyirenda, the 2016, I know that you didn't participate in the 2016 elections. The country was divided. People voted on regional patterns. Now we are in 2021. And after the 2016 elections, we saw a commission of inquiry was set up by the president. And we don't know how far they have gone. What is it that you want to be done now in order for Zambians not to vote the way they voted in 2016? What sort of message should you politicians, those that are standing, you as a presidential candidate, preach to the Zambians so that when you go to a Bemba land, you are voted. When you go to Southern, they vote for you based on your manifesto and the vision that you have, and not just Easterners voting for Steve Nyirenda because in Wakwasu.
You know, unfortunately, the country has been destroyed. Not only economically, but morally. Unfortunately, again, we have young people. Majority of the young people in this country, they haven't experienced what I experienced, what my friends experienced. And unfortunately, my friends, like the president, even the opposition president, they have experienced what I experienced, to grow up in Kaunda era. In Kaunda era, we didn't mind who was sitting next, whether it was Tumbuka, Lozi, Bemba, whatever. We did things together. Even today it shows there is no house where there is no Tonga, no family. No, we are all mixed. But these people, and mostly it has been brought up mostly with these two parties, the green and the red. They have done more distraction by now going regional. They have done more distraction. You see a minister standing on a podium, muka voted, also voted abaja voted if. I saw Nkandurubo still in Chirubi Island, where I went and said, the president, I want to see if the president is going to fire Mkandurubo. If he's not going to fire, then he's supporting it. He didn't fire, so he's supporting it. We have seen President Hakainde saying, if they say that, now you were pamunyoko. You know, what is this? You are telling to say, now you were votera paliwa maiwako, and so on and so on. It can't be. They have destroyed. These two people, they have destroyed. But it will take time for us to construct, and believe you, we are going to construct.
What sort of medicine should we start prescribing now or giving?
When we take over ourselves, these things that you will say, okay, you talk Tonga if you are in Tonga land, you talk Tumbuka if you are in Tumbuka land. What we are going to do, first of all, we will take somebody who has been trained in Tumbuka land, who does not even know Tonga, as a teacher, we will drop him in Tonga land. We will take the one from Tonga land, drop him in Bemba, and so on and so on, making sure that we start changing and going backwards. We will deploy government officials from different areas and where they are coming from.
There are enough
deliberately.
There are enough laws in this country for someone who perpetrates violence as well as tribal talks to be jailed or to be taken to court. We have enough pieces of registration. You've given an example of what you witnessed, and you hoped for the president to take action. He didn't, despite us having that in our constitution as a crime for one to talk about tribe and regionalism. Where are we missing? Why is it that those that are in government are not enforcing it? And if you come into power, those that will be talking about regionalism and tribalism,
but perhaps to correct that, I do not think that, this type of talks is defaming a tribe. It's just telling the people, don't for those, vote for those are bad people, vote for me. That is wrong. That is literally wrong. What we are saying ourselves, it doesn't matter really. We are one. We are one. We are one people. So it should take the leader of the country. It should take the leader of that particular political party to go in their meetings and say, whoever, or enshrine in the constitution, whoever is going to do A, B, C, D in our party, and this is going to be the disciplinary measure, and it's made open. Imagine if the president today said, this and this should happen. If this happens, it will happen. But there's no political willpower from both these two guys. That's why you will see fighting throughout. Now some of them, they are going to fight against the police. Don't do that.
Mr. Nyirenda, let me give you an opportunity or a minute to conclude by appealing to Zambians. I know that campaigns will kickstart in a week's time, and I know that you are geared looking for candidates. And when are you going to avail the list of successive candidates that you're going to field?
We have, I think by this weekend, everything is out. I received yesterday a list of our candidates and so on and so on. There are perhaps 3 or 4 constituencies where we're not finished, but everything is there. What I want to say to the Zambians, outside there, the Zambians, no one should cheat you. Each one of us who live in town or who are a bit enlightened, we have got villages, and people live in the villages. Go and tell them, if you are given money to say you vote for them, eat that money. Eat it, but don't go and vote for them. If they tell you to say, we are seeing you, you have eaten money, we are seeing you, they are not seeing you. No one is seeing you. Just eat that money. It's the money they stole from you, and don't vote for them. That I will advocate until the end of the day. Zambia is for Zambians, mind you. All these guys who are coming here, They are not coming here to come and put sweet in our mouth. No. They are coming here to take. Zambia is ours. When we join hands together, we are going to make this country a better country. And the best people are not those people who have failed us. The best people is us. Vote for us, you will see what will happen in this country.
President Steve Nyirenda, thank you so much for making an appearance on tonight's edition of The Assignment. And wishing you all the best and your political party.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chief.
This has been The Assignment on your channel of choice, Muvi Television. My guest, like I've said, has been Steve Nyirenda, president of NAREP. We've been talking about Zambia today and the August elections. On behalf of Mavuto Piri and Sedlis in Conjera, my name is Kelvin Tabola, Chief Focal. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.